Imagine waiting excitedly for a concert, only for the sky to turn pitch black as tornado sirens blare. The sudden panic at M&T Bank Stadium was real, but behind the scenes, Taehyung and Jungkook were secretly going out of their minds with worry for ARMY's safety. Welcome back, Taekook Diary Squad. If the crazy weather in Baltimore yesterday gave you a heart attack, you need to watch this until the very end. Let's dive into the touching behind-the-scenes moments from Taekook. August 10th was supposed to be a purely joyful day for all the ARMYs who traveled to M&T Bank Stadium. Everyone was fully dressed up, holding their light sticks, and completely ready to scream out the fan chants. However, the weather suddenly took a very extreme turn for the worse. An unexpected tornado warning was abruptly issued by the National Weather Service. Heavy rain started pouring down relentlessly, strong winds began to blow fiercely, and thousands of fans waiting outside were forced into an emergency evacuation. The stadium officials quickly decided to open the doors much earlier than planned just to keep everyone safe from the harsh elements. The atmosphere outside was incredibly tense, soaking wet, and filled with massive confusion. Fans were rushing to find any available shelter while holding their soggy tickets. It was a terrifying experience, but the most heartbreaking part was knowing how much the boys wanted to see us. For strict safety reasons, the staff announced with heavy hearts that the highly anticipated soundcheck session was cancelled. The fans were obviously devastated, but we all knew that safety had to remain the #1 priority. However, what most people did not know was what was actually happening inside the dressing room right when that difficult announcement was made. Instead of feeling relieved that they could finally rest a little longer, the members were completely panicking. According to several insider leaks from the production crew circulating across various online fan communities, the atmosphere backstage suddenly became super chaotic. Staff members were running around trying to manage the situation. But among all the members, the reactions of our two youngest boys truly stole the entire spotlight. They were visibly distressed, pacing the room in absolute worry, completely unable to just sit back and watch while their precious fans suffered. Taehyung and Jungkook were the most restless ones after seeing the extreme weather situation outside. They repeatedly questioned their managers and the stadium security staff regarding the latest conditions outside the venue. They kept throwing out questions like, "Did all the ARMYs make it inside safely? Is anyone still freezing out there in the rain?" They knew very well that so many fans had been lining up eagerly since the early hours of the morning, and just imagining those precious supporters getting drenched in the heavy downpour or feeling terrified by the blaring tornado sirens clearly broke their hearts. The two boys simply could not remain seated or stay calm while knowing their fans were in danger. They constantly paced back and forth across the dressing room floor, checking their phones for any sudden updates, and practically begging the concert organizers to ensure that not a single person would be left out in that scary storm. Not just stopping at interrogating the staff, they both immediately took direct action to comfort their worried fans. Through Weverse, messages full of deep concern and warm prayers for everyone's safety started popping up one by one. The thousands of ARMYs who were currently huddling in the cold, wet hallways of the massive stadium suddenly felt like they were receiving a giant, virtual hug. Reading sweet messages from their beloved idols, who specifically asked them to stay indoors, seek a safe shelter, and not push themselves too hard, made the overwhelming panic slowly transform into sheer emotional warmth. It felt incredibly special to be fiercely guarded and cared for on such a deep level by the artists they admire. Those little digital notifications became a beacon of hope in the darkness. It was a clear reminder that no matter how terrifying the storm outside was getting, Taekook's love for their fans remained stronger than ever. There is also a fascinating story from a few lucky fans who managed to take shelter near the staff access area. Although it is not officially confirmed, several eyewitnesses claimed they saw the silhouettes of the members pacing anxiously near a huge monitor displaying the stadium's live CCTV feeds. Taekook were reportedly caught by staff cameras intensely staring at the glowing screen, personally verifying that the entire audience evacuation process was running smoothly and safely without any major hiccups. Just knowing that they were monitoring ARMYs to that extreme extent made netizens on Twitter cry brutally. The thought of those two boys standing side by side in the dim backstage area, refusing to blink because they were so hyper-focused on protecting us, is simply too much to handle. But believe me when I tell you this, the incredibly sweet and unforgettable moments definitely did not stop right there. The very best part is yet to come. Finally, the dreadful tornado warning was finally lifted. Even though the light rain was still drizzling steadily from the dark sky, the concert organizers made the brave decision that the main evening event would proceed exactly as scheduled. The excitement was totally palpable. The moment the intro video started playing on the massive screens and BTS stepped up onto the magnificent stage, the entire stadium's atmosphere immediately erupted in pure joy. The loud cheers were deafening, but if you pay very close attention to the fan-recorded videos online, the very first thing Taehyung and Jungkook did when the bright stage lights turned on was not staring flawlessly into the main broadcast cameras. Instead, they were frantically sweeping their intense gazes across every single corner of the enormous stadium. Their sharp eyes were instantly searching for ARMYs, making absolutely sure that everyone had made it back to their proper seats safely. Throughout the duration of the concert, Taekook's interactions were heavily focused on the audience's condition. Jungkook was caught on camera multiple times giving sweet hand gestures to the fans leaning against the front barricades, silently asking them, "Are you guys okay?" in the most caring way possible. Meanwhile, Taehyung repeatedly used his microphone breaks to firmly remind the excited fans to be extremely careful and not to slip because the stadium floor was still very wet from the storm. Every single time they made eye contact with the soaking wet fans standing in the crowd, their intense stage personas melted away, and their gazes turned incredibly soft. Their eyes radiated an immense sense of relief, clearly showing just how grateful they were that their beloved ARMYs had survived the terrifying weather untouched. They truly went above and beyond to make sure the fans felt loved, protected, and appreciated despite the chaos. Taekook's extremely protective attitude last night immediately became a massive trending topic across all social media platforms. Korean netizens and international ARMYs quickly flooded various community forums with thousands of heartfelt praises. So many people wrote comments like, they were genuinely much more terrified of ARMYs getting hurt than the actual concert being cancelled. Others passionately noted, the way Taekook looked at the audience today was completely different. It was a gaze overflowing with pure gratitude. This unforgettable incident in Baltimore serves as incredibly strong proof that their beautiful relationship with us is not just a typical idol and fan dynamic. They truly consider ARMY as their own precious family members whose absolute safety must always be prioritized above anything else in the world. This deep, genuine connection is exactly why we will never ever stop supporting our amazing boys no matter what happens. That night in Baltimore started with a terrifying storm, but it ended as one of the most heartwarming concert memories ever. Let's pray no ARMYs or staff got sick from the heavy rain. What do you guys think of Taekook's protective attitude? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for Tea Diary so you never miss out on the latest updates. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.